Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Phalanx. I am the officer in charge for the Halo company for BWC, and I'd like to welcome you to the very first episode of the Halo podcast that we're going to be doing whenever we have any news or any updates with regards to the Halo company, any Halo games that we cover, anything like that, and it's going to be called the Mantle of Responsibility. So welcome. So today I'm going to be bringing you up to speed on a patch that's been released for the Master Chief Collection on Xbox One and PC, so it does affect most of the people that we have that play it. It's a small update, very tiny, but it's been in development since about launch, from what I understand from 343 Industries, and basically they just wanted to figure out a few of the known issues and put out something before the end of the year. So we're going to go through those quickly just to bring you up to speed. The first one is they've added some improvements to the narration across the front-end interface. What this means is Halo Reach is accessible to as many players as possible, and the patch includes a few updates to further improve accessibility for the title. So what that means is, like, for people who may have difficulty in terms of hearing or control, that kind of thing, it makes it a bit easier. So go and have a look at the options that you have in the game now. There should be a few more available to you. I know that will affect some of our players in BWC, so I'm really happy to see that. One of the next things is that they have addressed a mechanic for mouse and keyboard players, which is huge for us because obviously we're here playing mouse and keyboard on most days, and it improves the precision of aiming when you're taking damage. Now this is a huge thing because flinch damage in Halo is massive. When you flinch in Halo, if you're zoomed in, you lose your zoom. So it's very, very critical that they fix this. And what they've done here, the team that deal with it, the Halo Master Chief Collection team, they discovered a mechanic from the original game that was contributing to a negative, or they call it a negative sentiment or feeling regarding the feel and responsiveness of playing on a mouse and keyboard. They've actually adjusted it, and they're looking for feedback. So if you are involved in the Halo community, please jump over to halowaypoint.com, jump on the forums and give them the feedback they're looking for. But they're basically monitoring it. This is a huge, huge issue because previous to this patch, mouse and keyboard was, and I think it's the first time I've ever seen it in any kind of game, detriment to a controller, simply because the aim assist that came with a controller, whether you did it on an Xbox or on PC, was massive, to the point where you could almost one or two tap someone with a controller from medium or medium to long range, and a mouse and keyboard couldn't respond to you, which is almost unheard of in a first-person shooter. So they've kind of tried to balance that a little bit. So give it a go, see how you feel with it. I think it's a great update. I feel much better when I'm playing games, especially one of my favourite games, SWAT. So come and join me, and we'll have a few games and see how it feels. There have been a few other things that they fixed as well. So they fixed an issue which prevented the sound effect for unlocking a season tier from playing. We all know there's a few bugs with audio in this game, so they've gone through some things like that as well. There was a stat error that's been fixed that was causing multiplayer kills in Reach, part of the MCC, the first game, to increase the death count in your service record. So they fixed that as well. So all you stat whores out there can enjoy that. They've resolved an issue that could cause players to be kicked from a matched game when an intermittent loss of connectivity occurred. That was a big one because people were dropping and then getting penalised because I don't know if you've seen, but the quitting penalties in Halo, the Master Chief Collection, are pretty severe. I think after 2 games you could already get a timeout, so it's pretty bad. So they fixed that. They also fixed an exploit where season items were manually made available if you disabled the anti-cheat software. So basically it allowed you to equip everything out and then turn the anti-cheat software on again afterwards. I'm not quite sure why people do that. I mean, okay, everyone loves to customize their armor, but this is Halo. It's not like it's going to affect you. It's just looks, which I get it. Some people are like, well, if it's just looks, then why don't you just give us all the options and let us look how we want? I get both sides of the argument. I just don't really have an opinion either way. I don't mind unlocking it, and I don't mind if it's available straight off the bat. either way works. The other things they've done, playlist updates in the social 2v2 Slayer. They actually removed solitary and added synapse on the map rotation there. 4v4 Slayer, they added Think Twice from the Forge World set. They also removed Oddball on solitary. Oddball was a bit janky, to be fair, on that map. And they've made various weighting adjustments as well, so players will spend a little bit less time on anniversary maps and a bit more time on the vanilla and classic Forge map variants. So it just makes it, mixes it up a little bit. In 8v8 social, so this is not competitive, this is social, Slayer, they added the default variants of Boneyard and Spire. And the updated variants of Scrapyard and Spear Broken will see some extra playtesting because apparently there's something wrong with them. So they've put back the original versions of Boneyard and Spire. The updated variants, so Boneyard updated is called Scrapyard and Spire updated is called Spear Broken. So if you see those maps, they're basically the same, they're just different variants. They added classic Forge World variants of Delta Facility and Wayont back into Slayer. Slayer also got new variants of Brick and Hivemind, by two community members who create Forge maps, which is quite cool. They also removed Paradiso from the Forge World rotation for Slayer. Flag and Bomb, they replaced the neutral bomb assault with multi-bomb assault, which is a bit crazy. But hopefully, basically there's going to be lots of bombs rolling around on Flag and Bomb, and but that means that they won't end up in so many stalemates, which is usually what happens with draws nowadays. And then they also added multi-flag CTF to Flag and Bomb as well. So it goes a bit crazier now. Zone Control, they removed territories on Breakpoint and High Noon. Action Sack, if you do play the Action Sack is a great custom playlist, and I think you should all try it. They fixed an issue where players could spawn out of bounds on Spire, and they re-enabled it for Elite Slayer as well. And they also retuned weighting to better balance like DLC and vanilla maps, so we should have a bigger rotation. It's something that people have been complaining about. There's not enough maps. The problem wasn't that there weren't enough maps, it was that the maps weren't in rotation properly. So they've rebalanced it slightly. In terms of Halo Reach Hardcore, they've retuned the weighting balance on player feedback. So previously each map and game type combination held equal weight. They've switched it based on how players are responding. 343 are really cool with this because they actually do talk to their players on the forums and they listen. So if you do have an opinion, do let them know. Zealot and Sanctuary CTF now have a really high weight value in terms of loading because people just ask for it. They love those maps. I love those maps. Countdown and Pit CTF, Zealot and Sanctuary Slayer and Nexus King of the Hill also have high weighting. Countdown and Battle Canyon Slayer have been dropped to a medium weight. Battle Canyon King of the Hill has dropped to a low weight, and Penance Slayer holds a very low weight because I think everyone bloody hates Penance, to be honest. So those are the changes they've done. So the biggest one out of that lot, I think, has to be the keyboard and mouse adjustment for keyboard and mouse versus controller. I don't know about you guys, but I have found it very hard keeping up with controllers. So hopefully we should find a bit more of a balance now. They are still listening. They haven't said this is going to be the final touch on mouse and keyboard, but they're basically looking for people to tell them what's going on effectively. So yeah, that's it. I hope that helps you guys out. I hope it keeps you informed. But until next time, take care, stay safe, and let's move out.